Okay, right, so this week's cocktail of the week is Dark and Stormy. Nice and simple. Rum and ginger ale. Dark and Stormy, just like Rohit, so basically pour shit over this in. Obviously you can see we've got a very classy receptacle here. So basically do 1 to 1. Plenty of ice. Ginger ale. Don't spray it everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Oops. This is going to be strong. Oh, don't do it in a teapot because then that happens. And then plenty of wine on top afterwards. Yeah. All done. Good. Let's get Queer Roundup.
Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Queer Roundup!
Hey!
Surprisingly, that was pretty good. Welcome to the show. We put this whole thing together to try and be a kind of panel discussion show about topics that we thought were interesting. It's got a queer slant to it, but we want the opinions of everyone, basically, in the community. We don't want to make it just about gays and lesbians, bisexual and transgender, even though that's the focus for us. So we have Ellie here, who's our token straight.
It's Eleanor.
Sorry, Eleanor. But it's I mean, we're not experts at anything we're talking about. We're just us and our experiences. And part of what we want to do is have guests on every week, and we want your opinions and what you think about stuff and the comments that we've made. We want you to comment on them, and if you think there's a topic that would be interesting for us, I want you to send it in. There's email and Twitter and Facebook and all of that good stuff that you can contact us by, and we'd all love to hear from you. So do get involved, because that's what we want to do with the show. It's a back and forth. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes,
that's
let's
a good
do
way,
that.
isn't it? I'm Samuel Jefferson. I was a doctor for a couple of years and realised it was heinous and I hated it. And so I left and went to film school, and I'm a writer for film and TV and creator of this beautiful show.
I'm Tim. I was also a doctor, or still am a doctor, but I am in the midst of potentially leaving and moving into a more culinary-based job description. But that's kind of it. That's by the by.
It won't be soon when you have a website
soon,
link at the bottom.
Exactly. But yeah, so currently a doctor. Yeah, good.
I'm Eleanor, and
It's not Ellie, it's Eleanor.
Ellie or Eleanor to people who can pronounce it correctly.
Bit of a pet peeve of yours.
Not these guys. I am still currently a doctor, but I am also trying to leave the profession. I'm doing my Botox and fillers course soon.
Nice.
Website link at the bottom.
Which we will all need.
Eleanor'sBotox.com.
If there's any...
Have you got the domain?
Not a domain yet, but...
Obviously we'll pitch that at some point.
There will be a hideous pitch at some point, but I'm trying to leave the profession as well, so... But medicine's great, help people.
No, it's not.
Support
Don't do it.
Support the NHS.
I love the NHS. I'm Rohit. I am a lawyer, although I don't do a lot of that these days either. I'm just a man around town, really.
Man around town.
Wow.
In like the 18th century.
Yeah.
Why is this a man about town?
Get me my carriage.
Is that not an acceptable thing to say these days?
Maybe.
No.
But okay, it's done now. It's too late.
Cool.
It's too late.
So we'll do social media and dating. Rory had a question.
I was going to ask you what your last date was, or what was the last internet app date?
Romantic date.
Romantic date. Well,
That's probably my mum. This is the last day.
What was the last day you went on? Happened? Tinder.
Tinder's probably my last date.
Yeah.
But to be honest, even though I have lots of other apps like Okcupid and Grindr and Happen. Just pointing out I've got loads of apps and everyone should be on all of them.
Are you trying to get a sponsor? By any chance?
Trying to get a date.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I use Tinder because I find it the friendliest and least creepy.
It's very inoffensive.
Yeah. So
And you only
Tinder.
talk to the people that you want to talk to. It's not like on Grindr where, like we were saying earlier, you just get dick pic, or you get, I was at the gym and I've been working out and I've been lifting weights and now I'm really horny.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I know some
stop.
people have met nice people through Grindr, but I find it
It's
because I don't just want sex. I could do that in
That's
a
a
club.
sexting app.
In the club somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's a spectrum of sexting apps through to, Match.com, which is maybe like a marriage and babies app.
Yeah.
And I think as I was saying earlier, it's maybe more acceptable in the gay community to be on an app, on a dating app or sex app. Whereas in the straight community, being on a sexting app is not acceptable.
But do you think there's also stigma associated with girls being on dating apps?
Because girls don't want to be humped and dumped.
Do you reckon it's kind of the same?
No, but neither do I.
What?
But do you reckon it's similar to the whole thing? Like, if a guy goes out and sleeps with a girl, it's fine. But if a girl goes out and has a one night stand, she's a whore, she's a slut.
No, I don't.
Do you think it's like the same kind of thing, but it's just been translated into apps?
I don't feel like it's if I go out and have a one night stand, then that is fine. I am the only person who judges myself.
Yeah.
I feel like society has moved on. I'm not being judged by society. It's just how I feel about it. And yes, apps open the door for if you are a girl that's horny and just into the gym and
of course
want that shit.
You've been lifting weights and you're really horny. God, I'm so hard right now.
That's available to you. But I don't think maybe speaking making a generalisation.
No, I think agree with you.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
So we want.
I think it is, especially because I think gays just care less about. Although gay, we have a very there's lots of like concern about public self-image and self-worth from your self-image physically, but I think when it comes to things like dating and like kind of the things that are non-physical, they're just a little bit, because of being gay you have to be just a bit more laissez-faire about everything and care less.
I'm not sure I agree with that. What do you think, man?
Well, I do think to a degree it's easier just because it's easier for men to separate like sex from emotion and romantic love, that obviously promiscuity and sleeping around is kind of more common, whereas like I sleep with someone, I'm like, marry me,
and they always say yes and come back the next day.
But in terms of the kind of apps and meeting people, I remember when I first started using them, and obviously all of the stuff, iPhones and apps and GPS, like it's all happened like in the last 10 years. Like it's new, right?
And not early, more recently.
And I kind of wonder what it would be like to be a teenager these days, because actually, funny enough, when I was 14, I could have used Grindr to meet other gay people, and that would have been helpful because I was like, in the Middle East and I knew fucking nobody.
Because a lot of people use it, people do actually use it just to meet as in friends as well. It's not just used as a sex.
Yeah, and I actually think
all the time.
I travel alone a fair amount, and when I go to a new city, I sometimes use it just to be like where's good? Can we hang out? Have a friendly night out? Like not in a with
no ulterior motives. You just want to go out and have meet people.
It can do if you use it in the right way. I'm similar to you, not from the Middle East, but coming from York.
Oh my God, how you hide it so well.
Coming from Harrogate, and I was
very far from the Middle East.
Yeah, Harringate.
Harrogate. You know where they make the posh water.
Not Haringey.
That's almost where I'm from, and I never call it
Harrogate.
That's because she's not from Harrogate.
She's from Hull. She's from Hull.
Harrogate.
I say Harrogate.
But
viewers at home, do not be fooled. It's called fucking Harrogate.
No.
Yes, it is.
We'll have a poll.
Alright, we'll have a northern off later.
This is clearly a topic for another time.
This is an outtake.
But I was going to say that I was in quite an isolated little village community, and I was genuinely the only gay in the village. And now I think...
Our cameraman's lost it.
The only gay in the village.
Yeah, I said that knowing that was the thing. But and I think now if
I turn up to the pub in full latex.
Latex hot
I couldn't pull that.
That's where Matt Lucas got the idea from.
Seeing me.
He's met Sam in Harrogate.
Harrogate.
But even in London, I can't remember the last time I met someone that I've dated because I've just met them in a bookshop, in a little meet cute, or
but
dinner party.
That's like a Hollywood, oh my God, I bumped into you at a patisserie.
No, I think
that does not happen.
I don't think it. No,
or gay men or lesbians.
Unless you're
British people don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like I think it's much more common as, I mean, not that I'm American, but I'm a little bit American, to like just, okay, remember how we were at the bar the other day when like that American guy from Seattle came up to us like, hi, I'm here on my own, and just like introduce himself. It's like, I think it's abnormal in this country for people who don't know each other to like try and but you're from Italy, like partly, and like when you go there, it's like people interact and it happens. And I mean, I once went out with a boy who I met on the night bus.
Sorry, that
went home with
so
him
bad.
or
I went home with him.
Oh, did you call last night? Yeah, where? On the night bus.
That's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's like,
no, we started chatting and we had the same taste in music, and then we like.
I love that you just found another gay on the night bus.
Dated for a while. Yeah, we just made some eyes at each other.
That's one step away from getting home.
The boy eye.
Neighbours' doors.
Can we just quickly discuss the gay eye, because my flatmate's gay and he has given me the gay eye, not obviously in a sexual way, but he's taught me about the gay eye. That doesn't exist in straight world.
But it's because it does.
It does. Because a guy would look at the reason you don't know about it is basically
I'm so drunk.
For two straight, looking into someone's eyes is quite a naked experience, right? Like you feel like they can literally see inside your brain and like what you're thinking, even though they can't, but you feel like you can. And when two straight men who are not sexually interested in each other would not hold glances for more than like half a second.
A straight guy and a straight girl don't, in my opinion.
No, but if you're in a bar across the way and there was a hot guy, would you not like keep glancing over at him?
No, that'd be fun.
Really?
No, that'd be mortifying. No.
I have to say, I think the gay look comes from the fact that you assume everyone is straight.
If
someone, it's weird. I do it to people, even if I don't find them attractive, but I know they're gay. There's some weird connection that you make with someone where you hold a little bit of stare and you're like, you're gay, I'm gay. Okay. And it's an odd, almost kind of animal thing that you just make a little connection there.
But you can't go around with a rainbow on your shoulder.
I mean, you could.
It is incredible how much you can communicate just with like. It is crazy how much you can communicate with just a double stare.
Absolutely.
Like it's like.
But I think that does not happen. For me on a night out, if I catch someone's eye,
the kind of sex you wanted was not criminal until 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's very true.
Not from what I've heard. But bringing it back to
what kind of sex I wanted.
Bringing it back to dating apps, it's weird that you don't get that connection from an app. So if you're on Tinder and you're like boys, you don't. There's something about seeing someone in a bar or being out with friends or at a dinner party, and you make an eye contact with someone, and there's an attraction there, even across a room. In an app, you're just looking at photographs and you're picking from that.
It's called chemistry.
And
that is the reason why I will not go on dating apps, or I've never been on a dating app.
I think that's the reason we've been on them for so long and haven't found
I always, because we used to talk about this as well with dating apps, we would just be well, it's no different to being in a club, because in a club, you'd only go up to someone that you found attractive, so it's essentially you're looking just
unless it's three, in which case anyone.
But you're just like, it's just like you're looking at a live photo in a club, whereas why don't you just do it, cut out the middleman kind of thing. But actually it's right, you don't, even if it's someone that you wouldn't, on a photo maybe you wouldn't necessarily find attractive normally, or you wouldn't be attracted to normally, in a club, in that kind of environment, seeing them in person, you might feel very differently about them. So it does add that extra kind of element, which is maybe why, as you say, we've been on them for years and still single.
It's a way of accessing a community as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty disparate. If you're 1 in 10, then if you've got 10 friends in your friendship group and you're the gay one, maybe you don't have any gay friends. Exactly, at least it's a way of connecting with that gay friends. Let's finish up this positive, negative gay dating apps.
I think on the whole, to the extent it connects more people.
On the whole, really? Really?
That's the level we're at.
15 love. No, I think to the extent that I feel like I'm sounding like Mark Zuckerberg now, but like to the extent that it like connects people and brings people together, and like I think that I would have really benefited from like in the early days before all this technology existed. I think all in all positive. I think the way in which people use it these days has become like, especially gay men, and like when you see the kind of using it just for like 5-minute quickies and H&H or whatever that is.
That was going to happen anyway, though.
No, and I know that scene but I still think that overall its net impact is positive. That you meet more people, and you know what, like however you fine, it might not be like the American rom-com like scenario of like spilling coffee over Julia Roberts' tits in Notting Hill and then like inviting her back to your apartment to change shirts.
That's how it's written. So just coffee tits.
Coffee tits.
But
Julia Roberts.
But at the same time, I think once you meet someone, regardless of how you met them, if it's the kind of person that you can actually make a connection with, whether it's a friendly one or a romantic one, then that's nice. I think that's.
Ali, do you agree? Plus minus?
For me, it's not for me. Maybe it's a pride thing. Because as I said, you know, the difference between maybe it's more accepted in the gay community than straight. However, it's still very much accepted in the straight community. Maybe it's a pride thing, but I rely a lot on chemistry because you know what, someone looks great in a photo. I'm a tall girl. You know, they need to be 6 foot at least, and in that photo they may be 5'1".
I don't think.
And moving on, Tim. Plus or minus?
No, I agree with Rohit. I think there are a lot of negative points about it, in the fact that I think it warps your view of dating. It makes you think that you don't get the right attitude towards dating and seeing people. You become very superficial about it. But at the same time, it connects people that, you know, if you're 14 and you're, you know, gay, lesbian, whatever, and you're struggling and you don't have any friends, then at least there's now a way that you can find other people who are like-minded or whatever, and that you may never have known before, and that can help a lot, I think. So I think the overall net benefit, like you're saying, is positive.
Could I say it makes you more superficial?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
It makes you more superficial because you're just judging that person on those 4 or 5 photos that they've got on there.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I agree with all your points. I think it's like anything. It's like the internet itself can be used for positive and negative things, and it's how you use it. So I think if you need to get out there, it's a great way of meeting people. Yeah. Take it with a pinch of salt, know what it is, use it in the right way, and it can be a very positive thing, I think, in your life. Because I met lovely people through it. But again, there's a darker side.
But on the kind of note of the superficiality that Eddie was bringing up, like, and this is very gay specific, I don't think this applies to the straight world, because I think actually the straight world is a little bit more deeper sometimes, but superficiality is this like wide issue that encompasses and affects all gay dating, because it's like, you know, I look around at it. Well, my sister always gets really annoyed with like me and how many single friends. She's like, you're all like attractive and compatible and you're friends, and like, why are more of you not coupled up? And because everyone's in search for either this elusive non-existent perfection, or even if they have something really good staring them right in the face, they're like looking for something better.
Yeah, holding out the grass is always greener.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and like, whereas like her logic, and not just her logic, I think culturally, like, because we're Indian and whatever, it's just like, okay, you're attractive, I'm attractive, socioeconomically roughly same backgrounds, same priorities, life goals, like, get together, love will happen, like, you know, this kind of like
get together practically first, and then other bit, the emotional bits will happen afterwards.
No biological clock.
I don't know.
We've got time. That is true.
That's
sorry, Ellie.
Yeah.
Sounds
cool.
Those
all
are
right.
reasons.
All right, let's finish that up. And if you have any thoughts at home about you've been on gay dating apps and you've met the one, or you absolutely hate them, or you think they're terrifying, or whatever, get in touch and let us know, and we can follow them up and have a chat. Cool. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been Queer Roundup episode 1. We are new and just starting out, and we're sort of figuring out our technology. Rohit's figuring out how to stay sober for film. But we're very genuine in what we want to do, and we want to make it a portal and an avenue for people to come and chat about things. So there's only 4 of us on the sofa, but there's all of you at home. Send in your thoughts about what we've talked about, your ideas, meetings for the AA that we can give to Rohit. But we want to hear your voice, and we want to be a platform for it. We want to have special guests on, we want to have you guys on at some point, and we want to hear what you want to talk about. So yeah, do get in touch. We've got a Twitter account, a Facebook account, and an email address. All will be listed below.
We got an
yes,
Instagram?
we do. I'm not giving you the password. We do have an Instagram. As well. It'll all be below. And yeah, we're going to try and do this every couple of weeks. We're roughly trying to aim for every 2 weeks, but we have to edit it and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully, we'll be there for you. Also, it's really annoying to say, but if you can like and subscribe, if you like what you've seen, that helps us immensely and will allow us to make more videos and get more views and get more people on board, just because it means we get more support. So
sponsors.
And sponsors. And we've got Botox.
I would really be grateful if Smirnoff sponsored us.
Of course,
it would be fantastic.
they go bankrupt.
Or any of them.
So thank you very much for watching. This has been Queer Roundup. Bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Edited the wrong way around, and this was meant to be the beginning,
yeah,
and now we're just a lot more drunk than we're gonna be.
You can edit that bit out.
But that's not really our fault.